it's Romy. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for being here. This is the December reading for Leo. So if you are sun rising or have your moon in Leo, this general reading may resonate for you. If it doesn't, check out your moon and your rising. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can go ahead, drop me a like and a comment, make sure you're subscribed. And you can also purchase the extended reading, which has a link in the description box below for you to find on my website. Please stay tuned in December as well. I'm going to be posting out your 2020 annual readings. So if you're subscribed, you'll receive the notification for that when it's available. Okay, Leo, we're going to go ahead and flip the camera so you can see the cards that I'm pulling for you this month in a little bit more detail. Let's get started. Hi Leo, it's December 2019, last month of the decade. We are in Sagittarius season. We've just got this beautiful new moon energy around us at the moment. It's activating your 5th house. So you are being encouraged to think with grandeur about those aspects of your life that bring you joy and pleasure. What do you feel passionate about? Where do you need more romance in your life? Where do you want to surround yourself with more playful energy? You know, the 5th house is ruled by Leo, and in Sagittarius it's just this really beautiful placement of fiery energy that helps you to think creatively about where it is that you want to move towards. We open your reading with 5 of Swords energy, and I honestly feel that this is about you moving away from situations and specific people that have felt like they've held you back or weighed you down in some way. You know, December is going to bring a reflection back on the year and the decade. So you're going to find yourself in a place of thinking through all of those situations and experiences that didn't quite materialize in the way that you expected them to. It can bring about that deeper sense of, I guess, harsh judgment sometimes within ourselves and upon others about where we fell short or didn't quite see the fruition of something that we expected. It's all about those expectations and ideals not be fully realized. But 5 of Swords energy is an emotional state that's transient. It's fleeting and you're moving beyond it. So we can take a moment to reflect in that, but this new moon in Sagittarius that we're in right now, and as we move forward into the season of Sagittarius, you're being asked to put this to one side and refocus your attention upon what it is that you do feel passionate and enthused about. And I feel that we have a beautiful burst of energy coming in to support that with the full energy. You know, this is much more akin to that adventurous, optimistic outlook that Sagittarius has that says, do you know what? It doesn't matter what's been before. Even if this didn't work out, it's not going to stop you. It's not going to stop you taking stock, reassessing, and starting over. Starting over in any way that you need to, whether that's with a thought process, you know, in a relationship, or, you know, something that you're working on or that you've put your heart and soul into. Don't let any temporary setback take you off what the bigger picture looks like. And that 5th house is going to help to establish and remind you what it is that you really are lit up by. You know, the full energy coming through is saying that this is not only possible, but actually the whole journey that you've been on has been absolutely important, because what he's carrying with him is all of the wisdom that he needs for the next step of the journey. On the 2nd of December, we've got Jupiter moving into the sign of Capricorn. So Jupiter, this planet of expansion and growth, and, you know, the opportunity and the luck and that sense of beautiful expression of vitality and positivity. In Capricorn, it roots the energy, it anchors it, and it helps us to see that we make our own luck, we can persevere, that we can be resilient. Now, it's in your 6th house, Leo, so it's talking about how do we bring balance in? How do we allow ourselves to move forward even where we have had those setbacks, even where we have got things that haven't worked in the way we expected them to? How do we come back? How do we bounce back from that? And what do we need in terms of investment in ourselves to bring about that stability and alignment with our emotional, physical, mental well-being? So there's this beautiful rooted balance that comes in all the way through 2020 with Jupiter and Capricorn for you, that is the perfect platform with which to explore the next level, the new energy coming in, your expansion from a place of putting the foundations right, and really like that lovely sense of self-care and nurturing, so that actually you're not knocked off balance, you're not triggered in the same way. There's been so much growth for you on a personal level in terms of your understanding of your awareness, really, of how you show up in the world, how you connect with the relationships in your life, what you see for yourself, and what it is that's going to make you feel happy. And all of that wisdom is being garnered and understood, and then helping carve out a new pathway with that beautiful sun energy shining through. So 12th of the month, we have a full moon in Gemini. Full moon in Gemini is activating your 11th house, Leo. So we have a real focus in and around friendships, that collective group environment with which you work in, social connections, whether it be through personal or professional life. Also rules technology and communication. You have a lot to say around this full moon because it's all about your self-expression. With the Ace of Swords, you're not taking any punches. You're really calling it as it is. You're being direct. You're being honest. Gemini, remember, is a sign of duality. So I think there's going to be something that shows you the contrast with perhaps, if we look here, where you've been, where you want to go, or what's held you back, but who you are in your natural essence. So I think there's a really interesting revelation and insight that's going to help you show up and be able to connect to people in an authentic way and allow you to take something forward. Now, with it being that house that rules technology, for many of you, this could activate what's happening in and around the online space. So if you have a work business, if you are connecting with people online, this full moon is a really powerful activation for you being more truthful, more upfront, more direct, and putting yourself out there in a more empowered way. And remember, the full energy is quite bold, so you are being encouraged to just be yourself, put your best self forward, and allow a fresh beginning. I mean, the Fool and Ace of Swords are both activating a new pathway to come through for you. Okay, there's a huge amount of growth coming in here for me, with all of that green shown in the Ace of Swords, linking in with the green of the Fool energy. It just, to me, it talks about the self-improvement journey that you've been on as well, right? And as we move into Capricorn season in your 6th house, there's this real understanding of actually how far you've come through this last year, but also this last decade in terms of understanding yourself. So the jewel, the reward, the kind of the insight into the bigger picture of what a lot of it's meant and why you've been through it, I feel you're catching glimpses of all the way through the month of December, Leo. Okay. Right, so 2 of Cups energy. If you are focused around that, how do I reconnect? How do I take this to the next level? How do I bond? How do I come back from any disappointment or setback and still find a way to be open and loving within my heart chakra? How can I still believe in the idea of romance, that 5th house activation? How can I go about meeting somebody new after being through something that's really challenged me or knocked my confidence? So there's this focus around wanting to come together with more like-minded energies, with energies who are on more of a level with you, taking something to the next level or a higher vibration. With this 6th house activity of Capricorn, this is about the devotion and the self-love and the self-care that you have within you, Leo. You know, once that is rooted and understood in an even more powerful way, you will see the manifestation on the external and the changes in the relationships around you. And on the 20th, we've got Venus moving into Aquarius, which actually is your 7th house of partnerships, commitment, marriage. So those people that are the most important in your world, whether they be personal or professional, there's something around that period of time in December that could really bring about a shift, a dramatic shift or a breakthrough or some truth and clarity to really help you in this month of December, okay? Okay, so we have Hierophant energy coming in right at the center of your reading. Could be a Taurus energy that some of you might be dealing with specifically. And as we place this next to the Two of Cups, you could either feel that you are wanting to break free and liberate yourself, or actually you are wanting commitment to come in with that Hierophant energy. With the Two of Cups and the Hierophant, and as we talk about that your Venus and Aquarius in your 7th house, you know, for some of you that could really be that cementing of a more formal partnership, okay? Whether that be business related, whether that be on a personal romantic front. Obviously, in this month of December, a very emotional time, very sensitive time of the year, triggers a lot of people for many, many different reasons. And, you know, sometimes it can sort of throw us into that energy of just needing to feel more secure within the current landscape, within the environment that we are operating. So if you are looking for that guidance, if you are looking for that commitment, there's a sense of this wisdom coming through to help support you with that. And I feel, interestingly, this is also about you feeling more emotionally secure within yourself, and then being able to manifest that to come in for you, okay? But the Hierophant also talks about the learning, the higher learning. And when we're in Sagittarius season, that's what Sagittarius brings to the table, right? This deeply philosophical ideals of how do we move beyond this time and space? How do we understand what comes next? What is the bigger picture? How can we harness these universal forces to help support our expansion and our growth? And so there's a sense of new inspiration coming in for the new journey that you're on, that you might be looking to devote yourself to a new practice, a new spiritual practice, a new way of being, because we're all about the routines and structure and organization that's coming in with 6th house. So you might find through this month of December, even though we're in a month where it's all about the excess, that you might be looking, where do I want to strip back? Where do I want to simplify? Where do I want to just streamline or reprioritize? And who do I want to commit to? And what do I want to commit to? These will be fairly deep questions that I think will be percolating all through the month for you, even if you're not coming to those final conclusions or necessarily implementing them as yet. But there is a deeper contemplation that needs to happen. This beautiful tree that's sort of moving out from the background here is talking to me about the strength and the endurance that is being given to you from Spirit through this month of December. So if you are needing that extra source of that sign, that validation, that kind of wanting to connect, wanting to feel the presence of loved ones in Spirit, wanting to know that you're on the right path, needing to understand that it's all been worth it, or that that setback doesn't mean the end of something completely. There is this beautiful emergence of the 4th cup that you haven't yet seen, and actually I don't think you're quite meant to see it yet. So don't worry about that if it's not fully shown itself to you, Leo. December is a month of contemplation and reflection so that you can release and let go, and that clarity that comes through with the Ace of Swords, you know, is coming out of this quiet contemplation time. So even if you feel a little bit ambivalent even about what's going on around you just now, or maybe even slightly detached from certain situations or people, that's kind of serving you at the moment is what I want to say. So don't overthink or overanalyze it. Just allow yourself to be in the energy that you're in, because there's a breakthrough that's meant to come through as a result of that. With the Hierophant, High Priest energy, kind of almost supporting you at the side here, it just talks to me about this, and the tree energy. It's just very rooted and anchored. It's that earth energy that's just holding space for you is what I want to say, as you do that deeper thinking around your own self-care and what it is that you need in order to thrive more through this month. So we have Knight of Pentacles energy here. This could be an earth sign that we're dealing with, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. As we place this under the Two of Cups, this certainly could be somebody that you're dealing with from a partnership or you know, a significant relationship in your life. If we take a moment to focus on it as the embodiment of you, there is this sense of endurance coming in, right? We talk about endurance coming from that tree energy as well. So for me, you are being given this almost like cosmic boost to kind of drive you forward in this powerful month of change and transition, of completion, of wrapping up this decade, and also like almost like recalibrating your whole energy system to prepare for the vibration of 2020. It's slow and steady, it's committed, it's loyal, it's that sense of investing your time and energy wisely. Knight of Pentacles is not doing anything unless he knows it's going to be worthwhile. And so there's something about you coming to the realization through the month of December, Leo, that says, here's where I'm going to show up, because I know if I do the work here, or if I give my energy to this person, this project, this situation, it's going to yield results. Maybe not overnight, but if I take the time and I do it right, it's going to happen, it's going to work. So it's almost like a sense of inevitable trust and faith in the process, that even where we may have had setbacks or situations that have not materialized, you are not giving up. You are renewing your energy. You are coming back at it from a different perspective, because all of the understanding that's culminated through this year for you, Leo, is going to help you take a completely different tack in 2020, and that's going to work. That's going to serve you. There's just something about this wonderful sense of breakthrough that I feel is coming. Hierophant is about this whole new value system that you're going to adopt within yourself, within your life, which is going to impact on everything around you. From a relationship perspective, if this is an earth sign you've been dealing with, maybe there's been some kind of challenge or upset that you've had to deal with or navigate your way around. There's certainly the opportunity to get things more balanced, I want to say. But remember that full moon in Gemini, we talk about the fact that it's about your self-expression, what you have to say. You need to be really clear and open. And ask for that commitment if you need it, or ask for the space. Maybe you feel overly restricted. Sometimes Hierophant can talk about just being a little bit rigid in one's ideals or one's outlook, and maybe you're bumping up against that in a relationship, Leo. Certainly with that Knight of Pentacles, there's a rigidity to that kind of energy as well, where they're just not listening, or they're just refusing to move away from what's directly in front of them. Maybe they're overly focused on another area in their life, and you're just not getting the time and energy and passion that you need, because we're looking all this fifth house in Sagittarius season for you, right? So there's a need to communicate your truth around this, and to be open, and actually also to give the universe a chance to bring in a breakthrough for you, even if you feel a little bit hopeless about the whole situation. I think if you are looking for new relationships, certainly this month is encouraging you to explore, to be bold, to be yourself. And okay, we have a beautiful card of Knight of Cups coming in with new romance. So the opportunity for, I feel, someone to step forward. And I actually want to say, Leo, this could be somebody you already know, or somebody who I feel is possibly on the periphery, okay? For those of you that are looking to establish a new connection, yeah, I've just got the sense that this is somebody incoming, but that you perhaps already know them or are aware of them, okay? With both of these knights at the roots of your reading, though, they're also talking to me about progression and forward movement. Now, they're not that fast air or fire combination. Earth and water are a little bit slower. They're going to take their time to carve the new path, but they're doing it diligently, and they're doing it from a place of feeling their way forward and very intuitively connected, but also knowing that they can be wise in the direction of the resources, the energy, the emotions, the investment, right? So there's something about you not needing to rush forward, just kind of easing your way through this month a little bit, not making any really impulsive decisions, even though you've got that full energy and the clarity that comes. I feel the Fool is giving you that burst of confidence to actually say your truth with something, and then you're kind of settling in and just processing what that means for you, and then allowing the change to sort of almost come in a kind of organic way as well, which I think is going to be really helpful. Could be a water sign that you're also dealing with right now, Leo, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces in the mix. Again, with the Fool and the Hierophant energy, this could be somebody that you're looking to commit to or want to move forward with in a new way, take it on a new level, have a new beginning. Again, I feel like, okay, the opportunity is there, but we do have Seven of Cups energy coming through. So is there a sense of still weighing up the possibilities, still looking at the options? You know, maybe we are trying to balance Seven of Cups, Five of Swords, balance the what we want, the fantasy of what we want, that dream, that the ideal, with the reality. And maybe if the reality feels too far beyond that, it's causing a little bit of disconnect or disquiet within us. But I feel that you are being given the opportunity to reconcile that, because that Knight of Pentacles is bringing that earthy anchored energy to say we can pull some of those ideals and those dreams and those desires, and here's the blueprint to make them happen. Remember, we talk about that Jupiter and Capricorn energy is going to be really supportive of helping you to expand and grow and bring that positive energy into your world, but by doing it in a way that's really good for you and really healthy for you. So maybe you're not, you know, rushing in, or maybe you're doing it in a different way. So the awareness that's coming up through this month, I think, is really important for you. So don't feel that if it's not fully realizing itself by the end of the month, even if you have that, because December can do that to us, right? It sort of brings out that kind of slight panic of, you know, I need to be in this certain place by the holidays, you know, I need to kind of see the results of this or the manifestation of this before I turn out this year. But we have on the 26th of this month a new moon in Capricorn, which is also a solar eclipse. It's activating a beautiful trine with Jupiter and Uranus, and this is the moment of synchronicity. This is the moment of opportunity, revelation, and bringing in this beautiful sense of luck that brings in, okay, hot moon extremes. So for those of you with a real focus around getting a passion project off the ground, wanting that real romantic kind of intense connection, wanting that sense of fire energy to come in and motivate you forward, this is what's coming through. So that new moon at the end of the month in December for me is a beautiful gateway into 2020 vibration. That solar eclipse is bringing about a deeper revelation that's going to ignite something within you. And that extreme is, for some of you, perhaps going to feel a little bit out of the blue, a little bit unsettling. Not unsettling in terms of it being not what you want, but just almost that you'd maybe resigned yourself to something not working or not coming in or not materializing, and all of a sudden it's gone from one extreme to the other. We've gone from that Five of Swords energy, or that kind of slow, methodical, consistent energy of the Knight of Pentacles, all of a sudden into this like powerful, passionate kind of va-va-voom, let's get going, it's all happening now, very, very quickly. And that could just like, it take you by surprise is what I want to say. Take you by surprise, which is why I love the placement of the Hierophant, because they're going to keep you anchored and rooted and able to cope with the polarity and the extreme. And remember, this could also show up around that Gemini full moon on the 12th, because that is the sign of polarity. So we have those two extremes, right? But you are being given remember the endurance, this tree is showing up on either side of the Hierophant. So you're being given the support and the endurance to be able to navigate your way through any kind of extremes this month, is what I want to say. And then you move into the energy of 2020 with a renewed focus. The focus is one that says, I'm looking toward my higher self. I'm looking toward my guides. I'm looking toward the universe, because I know that the process is one that I have to take. Knight of Pentacles and focus, very similar energies, right? They're working their way through the landscape. Sometimes the landscape can feel quite hostile. Sometimes it can feel like we've already climbed a mountain and we're not ready or motivated to climb another one. But actually, with our focus firmly forward, we know that it's worth it. We know what's coming. And actually, if you look at the cycles of the season, after winter comes that springtime. So if you have felt like you have gone through a period of that lack, that sense of harshness or the dark or the cold, for me, the snow is bringing in a sense of purity, but it's also reminding you that you're then going to move into that spring energy. And when you do, things are going to start to materialize in ways that you didn't expect. So you need to keep a firm focus on what is important. That's why those intentions around the new moon in Sagittarius is so important for you, because they are being further wrapped in gold when we get to that new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn. And they're really helping you to create this beautiful picture of what 2020 looks like for you and the start of this new decade. So the polarity, interesting, right? The extreme, literally, between this hot, intense, fiery energy and then this cool, kind of snowy landscape. But, you know, the note to the pink that's coming through, still linking it in. So there's this transition that's happening, and you're in that transition. You may have climbed a mountain this year, and you should stop and take a moment to recognize and acknowledge just how far you've come, Leo. Believe in the impossible is your moon card, and I think that's really important. So, you know, that deeper wisdom that's coming through from the Hierophant, the revelation that comes around the full moon. This also feels quite a wintry kind of scene here. So, you know, we're looking at a situation of coming out of the cold and moving into the warmth, moving into the light, and really finding yourself in a much more secure, foundational environment and place within yourself and your life, okay? What is it that you need to release or to let go of that is holding you back from believing in the inevitable outcome of what you most desire at this time, Leo? That's what's really important at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some clarifying cards. If you have resonated with the reading, please drop me a like and a comment. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I'm also going to be issuing out the 2020 annual readings through the month of December. In the clarifying extended reading, we go into this narrative in a bit more detail to unearth more about the people and situations that are going on for you in December. So I'm going to clarify Five of Swords with the Judgment card. Okay. We also have Page of Wands coming in. So this could be you or another fire sign energy that's important in your world right now. That sense of judgment coming up with the Five of Swords could be a situation that you're dealing with right now. Okay, Three of Wands energy coming through. Lots of lovely fire. That Three of Wands working beautifully with the Fool just to help you expand your horizon and actually move away from anything that's felt resistant or any sort of setback that's come up. The Two of Pentacles is coming in with the Ace of Swords. Maybe you are weighing up whether it's the right time to say your truth, but for me it feels inevitable. Page of Cups, and I think you'll do it in the right way. Could be a water sign that you're also needing to speak up to, Leo. Okay, Two of Cups is bringing through the strength, so this could be you, Leo. It feels like it is. I think there's an important message about relationships that are coming through with that Strength card. Let's clarify it again. The Moon. Okay, interesting. Could be a Pisces energy here. But also it talks to me about what it is that you need to do in order to heal, transform and move forward with a relationship or releasing of one. Okay, King of Pentacles energy coming in to clarify the Hierophant. So this really could be a Taurus that's on the scene for you right now, Leo, or another earth sign, Virgo or Capricorn. But certainly that stoic earth energy right in the center of this reading is really interesting. We'll see how that plays out in more detail if this is connecting to a person for you. Four of Wands is coming through with the, Seven of Swords. Okay. Okay, Hanged Man is coming up with the Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. Something that's coming out of this conversation is important here. We'll talk about this in the extended. Okay, Knight of Cups energy is bringing in the world. Yeah. Who's stepping forward to offer you the world? Maybe a sense of completion and a successful outcome. Also a creative venture or something that's happening in and around work. Some sort of offer I feel is coming forward for you as well, Leo. Okay, Seven of Cups bringing in the Knight of Wands. I really like this for you. Could be another fire sign you're dealing with as well. Okay, let's look at this Extremes Oracle. See what is coming out. Interesting. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. Definitely an extreme. And another full energy with a focus. Okay. There's quite a polarity happening in various parts of your reading, Leo. For some of you, I think you're just going to feel that right through the month of December. Believe in the impossible is coming in with the King of Wands. Beautiful visionary energy. Could be yourself, which I feel, or another fire sign that's also coming in to help you. But look at that Knight of Wands, King of Wands right at the root of the reading. So this burst of creative fire energy just when you need it to motivate you. Okay, we're going to go into this in a lot more detail in the extended. If you'd like to join me, you can click on the downward arrow next to the video description. It will bring up the link for the reading. Thank you so much for joining me. I wish you blessings for the month of December. Really appreciate you supporting the channel, and I look forward to touching base with you for your next month's reading. Take care.